Kevin Kelly was one of the early advocates of a future in which we will leverage AI to improve and simplify our highly complex and demanding lives. The idea made me think about an article I once read. Mark Zuckenberg, the founder of Facebook, was asked about the reason for wearing the same type of grey shirt every day. To quote Zuckenberg, "I really want to clear my life so that I have to make as few decisions as possible about anything except of how to best serve this community. I'm in this really lucky position where I get to wake up every day and help serve more than a billion people. And I feel like I'm not doing my job if I spend any of my energy on things that are silly and frivolous about my life. That way I can dedicate all of my energy towards just building the best products and services. In brief, I want to eliminate everything that I'm not passionate about and focus entirely on stuff that motivates me." Zuckerberg's answer provides a glimpse into the complexity and multitude of choices we are already making. And unfortunately, most of these choices are often not related to following our passions. I mean, think about it. Water bill, energy bill, phone bill, TV bill, what to wear versus the current or predicted weather or current trend. And of course, your child's school schedule. And have you paid for his or her meals? Is the train going to be late again? And what route should I take to work? How about traffic? I trust you get the idea. We are burdened with these choices every day. So, will you allow technology to simplify our lives and focus on things that are not silly or frivolous? Of course we will. Okay, but how will we achieve the goal of simplifying our lives? Well, in his book Homo Deus, Yuval Noah Harari proposes that AI advancements will lead us to ceding control to intelligent assistants. These assistants will know us better than our colleagues, friends, and relatives. The idea of ceding control to Google is super important, given the increasingly regulated GDPR and privacy regulations. GDPR regulations and similar policies restrict access to individual data for companies like Google. At the moment, the only viable choice Google has is testing a variety of models like Fledge or Topics, based on the idea of grouping together similar people. Of course, grouping people by different traits and characteristics is far from the extreme personalization we are talking throughout this course, and it will affect ROI for advertisers and for Google too. So, data companies must shift from sneaky data collection tactics like third-party cookies to convincing users that ceding control to their personal data voluntarily is a good thing and will improve their life. Let me conclude my argument with a quote from IBM's CEO Guide to Generative AI. I quote, "Consider wearable tech. Apps powered by generative AI can capture data about users' exercise habits, sleep patterns, diet and biometrics, and results, including areas for improvement or concern which users can query in natural language. But first, users need to opt in to have their data collected and analyzed. Clearly explaining how generative AI will protect and process their data and making it easy to provide feedback can foster customer engagement and loyalty as they get more comfortable with generative AI." So did you get it? First, users need to opt in, and explaining how Gen AI will benefit them is key. And one critical issue that Google, Amazon, Microsoft and others must address if they are to convince users of the benefits of ceding control to their data is the issue of trust. We have already discussed the current limitations of Gen AI, with deepfakes, copyright, plagiarism, hallucinations and errors being some of the main ones. And how will Google approach this? Well, they need to change the perception of their brand as being a responsible business. This is what Sundar Pichai, Google CEO, says on AI responsibility and tools to identify generative content. I quote, "As we invest in more capable models, we are also deeply investing in AI responsibility. That includes having the tools to identify synthetically generated content whenever you encounter it. Two important approaches are watermarking and metadata. Watermarking embeds information directly into content in ways that are maintained even through modest image editing. Moving forward, we're building models to include watermarking and other techniques from the start. If you look at a synthetic image, it's impressive how real it looks, so you can imagine how important this is going to be in the future." And Google seems to walk the talk. Its SynthID project, which focuses on identifying AI-generated images, is an early indication that Google is serious about gaining the trust of its users. I quote from the project's website, "Being able to identify AI-generated content is critical to promoting trust in information. Synth ID could be expanded to use across other AI models, and we plan to integrate it in more products in the near future, empowering people and organizations to responsibly work with AI-generated content. Yet another path to gain users' trust is allowing for customization of foundation models by augmenting it with users' own curated data. Simply upload your data on top of Google's foundation model, and now you can actually gain control over the accuracy and utility of the model. In fact, Google's Vertex AI cloud service already allows users to do just this, and it really is as simple as clicking a few buttons. Just upload your data or provide the URLs of your website, choose your application, whether chatbot or search, install the snippet, and deploy. Yep, Google really makes it this simple for you to get going with its Gen AI foundation models. And at its next conference, Google announced the introduction of grounding your data and tuning it. Basically, grounding means that you can upload your curated data on top of its foundation models and train the models to be more accurate. By contrast, tuning allows users to focus foundation models more on the specific use case. As a visual example, think of this. You can currently use Google's foundation models to generate text-to-image applications. However, by adding 10-15 images representing your brand's voice, you can tune these large models to generating images grounded in your own tone of voice and identity. Ultimately, the more you trust Google, the more complex your life becomes, the easier it is for Google to convince you to cede control to RankBrain for optimizing your life. We're stopping here, but I will see you in the next session. Thank you for watching.